What's going on, people? It's your man, Filth of the Earth Masses TV. And I'll start the video off with this. Let's get in the mood for it, man. Come on. Look at this redneck here, look.
Oh, Trump, you are my daddy. Yeah, I do anything to make you happy. What is that? Oh, Donald T, can't you see? Can't you see? You belong with me, endless ecstasy.
Look at this redneck here. Orange beard, man. Just sucking him off. Proper sausage. Round redneck sausage at that. Okay then, I'll set the tone for the video. We're talking about the orange clown today. And it's kind of worked out nicely. On this channel, we've been following the whole D.E.I. just slop to do with Jason Arde. And all of a sudden, this one hits me here. Essentially, orange idiot. I'll play the video. Let's just do this now. Come on.
CNN has exclusive new reporting, and sources tell us the Navy is considering a new name for an aircraft carrier that it's building. Potentially President Trump's name. But wait, because there's more. Because that carrier already had a name. It was slated to honor this man, Doris Miller, a black sailor who fearlessly jumped into action during Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor. I'm talking about a war hero. Miller was a mess attendant, third class in rank. It was one of the only jobs in the Navy that was open to black men. The day of the attack, December 7th, 1941, a day that will live in infamy, he had just finished serving breakfast and was gathering laundry when the explosions started. Well, Miller aided his wounding commanding officer. He took control of an anti-aircraft gun without any training. His story was so powerful that Hollywood put it on the big screen in the movie Pearl Harbor. I'm joined now by Doris.
Okay. So essentially, orange clown who's never fought in no... Listen, let's get something straight here. I don't think anyone should send their kids and daughters to fight in these wars, right? That said, I think a lot of people, there's a few sick ones, like that guy, what was his name again? The Butcher of Baghdad. There's a few guys who just love it because they're unwell, but the majority of people go into the military. Some of them want a paycheck, right? But most of them are, I think, they've got the good intentions, right? Yeah? But listen, our orange idiot didn't go. Not because he was a, what would you call it? He wasn't like Muhammad Ali who said, I'm not going to go fight in these fake and gut wars, right? Trump didn't want to go because he's scared to death of having a proper fight. He's never had one in his life. So wait there a minute. And people often say, what do we need D.E.I. for? This is exactly why we need D.E.I. Listen, where they've took it, where the powers that be have took it is somewhere else. But in principle, we need D.E.I. So draft dodgers, bone spur maxers can't rewrite history here. Why would Trump be on a military boat's name? Why would he put his name on there? He's never been in the military. He's never done nothing for nobody but himself, right? And again, listen, at the end of the day, to be fair to Doris Miller, right, that was during the Pearl Harbor attack. And that's where I think, in fact, here's even a better example. Doris Miller, the black man who defended the shores of America. Listen, let's not get into the whole Pearl Harbor thing. I'm skeptical of all history, but let's assume the story we've been told, right? Doris Miller was protecting the homeland, which in my opinion is that's actually quite honourable as far as the military goes. In fact, I can't even knock that. End of the day, from Doris Miller's point of view, he saw planes flying over into his country. It's on like Donkey Kong at that point, right? It's on like Donkey Kong. And that's what the military should be doing. So Doris Miller, who based on the information that's been reported, I mean, listen, he got awarded that medal in 1941, right? They weren't handing out no medals to no blacks in 1941 for nothing, right? DEI didn't even really exist like that at that point in time. So he must have done something, right? What are you trying to tell me? What's Trump done? Who would do that? Why would someone do that for? Why would an orange clown think to wake up in the morning? Yeah, bro, we're getting rid of D.E.I. so I'm going to put my name on the boat. Fucking hell. Right? Where's the outrage for that? Because that is actually sick. Arde ain't got no power. He was, more or less, he was harmless. He lied. A fantasist. Not good. I won't sit here and tell you what our day was doing was good. I've told lies before in the past as well. That wasn't good either, right? But the extent to which you got Orange Clown now wiping out legitimate, honest, fair. What would you call it? Legitimate, honest, fair. I guess you could look at Doris Miller as not a leader, but I think you could certainly if you're a black person in the military, you could look up to Doris Miller. Yeah? That's what you could do. And people often say, hey bro, you're all rappers and basketball players, bro. Because rappers and basketball players, it's all we see, essentially. Right? Because they rubbed out Doris Miller's a genuine war hero's name to put Trump's on there. So in principle, DEI has to exist. Otherwise, the winners, the people in power as such, they just rub your name out like you never existed. Yeah? Hey bro, why are you all rappers, bro? Well, you fucking see it now. Yeah? Because any legitimate man, Doris Miller, however you cut it, he was doing fair, honest work. Whether I agree or disagree with the military. Well, again, Doris he was plugged in Pearl Harbor, man. Yeah? Getting it at his living. Fair, honest work. And what have they done? We're reducing DEI, bro. So we're going to rub his name out. Listen, I'll tell you where they want to start if they want to start reducing DEI. How about stop plugging in all the rappers and idiots like Blueface and all the other degenerates? If you really want to get rid of DEI, get rid of Blueface and all the rappers and all the dusties that we hear a million podcasts on every day, right? And let's hear about Doris Miller. But it goes the other way, and this is how you know there's powers that be here, or there is a hidden hand, right? Because they'll happily rub out a legitimate black man's achievements, rub them out all day and night. But if there's a dusty rapper doing some dusty or a basketball player doing something, you won't see the end of it. It'll be all on your feed, right? Hey bro, you're all basketball players, bro. And listen, individuals have their own responsibility. I'm not going to excuse the fact that you've been programmed to see basketball players and drill rappers and criminals. At some point we've all got to be grown. That said, this shows you behind the veil, yeah? All we see is negativity, right? Not an excuse, but that is the way it's, come on. You won't fucking rub out Blueface's name or any other jackass. You see what I'm trying to say? They're all up in the media. Who controls the media? Shh. Oops. Yeah? So until I start seeing some outrage, this is diabolical. A genuine, legitimate war hero being rubbed out on a boat and putting Trump's name on there. That's crazy, isn't it? That's shocking. So don't come and cry, oh, we don't see any black people doing anything good. Right? Don't come with that one. Yeah? Because they've made it that way. When they've rubbed out, I forgot his name now, where is it? Come on. When they've rubbed out Doris Miller's name, who was doing an honourable thing and defending his homeland, and put Trump's on there. What are you trying to... See what I'm trying to say? Did you get my point? Hey bro, you're all rappers and you're all criminals, bro. Well, fucking hell. Yeah? You can't even argue with that narrative. Because that's all we see. We don't hear about Doris Miller. In fact, I never heard of him, for example. Never heard of him a day in my life. I've heard about fucking rappers, though, and crusties and dusties and ruffians. I could name 50 ruffians now off the top of my head, right? And that's, listen, I've ascended, man. I've ascended above it all, right? That's why you can't plug into these narratives of, they're all criminals or they're all this, because you've been programmed to think that way. That don't mean we ain't got problems. Like every race has issues that I'd sort out. A lot of them, I treat everyone the same, man. Yeah? And Trump, he's one of the problem, is what I'm trying to tell you. He's right up there, allegedly. One of the biggest criminals of all time. Yeah? Crimes against humanity he's been running, just like the rest of them. But check this out, because the story deepens here. Historical figures. So the story of Trump renaming this Navy vessel to his own name, they're going to call it the USS Bone Spurs Max, or I'm hearing there's two names, the USS Bone Spur Max or the USS Draft Dodger Max. That's what again, that's the only name it could be. Or Orange Idiot. The USS Proper Orange Sausage is what they should do it, no doubt. But this story didn't actually start here. This news is new and breaking. right, about the boat's name being changed. This story actually goes back to when Trump was initially elected, right? This story came out in March 25, so last year. He was appointed, inaugurated, I believe it's January 25. So he gets into office, right? Check this. NBC News. Historical figures have been cut from military websites, while others are restored following DEI ban. Doris Miller, the man in question, the man who was a chef in the Navy, because that was the only job they were allowed to have. That's not because he was just a chef. And again, when it came to it, man, when it was on like Donkey Kong, he hopped on that, he rolled the out of that shooter. That's what he did, right? Doris Miller, the first black sailor to earn a Navy Cross, is one of many from marginalised backgrounds whose contributions have been scrubbed from Pentagon websites. That is sick. I'm sorry. Yeah? That's sick. Why would you do that for? Tell me that isn't sinister. What's that? Why would you do that for? That's sick. That's proper wicked. Yeah? Then you want to sit there talking about, hey, bro, you're all rappers, bro. Fucking hell. Yeah? That's crazy. What's that got to do with DEI? So they've conflated. Listen, like I said, I think DEI has gone too far in certain ways, right? It has gone too far in certain ways. Scrubbing Doris, listen, let's say they had RuPaul. Look into RuPaul. If they had RuPaul in some award ceremony thingy, and you want to scrub him out, allegedly, I'd say, you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to say too much, but I wouldn't argue. I won't make a video about it. If Donald Trump came out and said, you know what, guys, I'm scrubbing RuPaul out, I'd say, you know what? Right? But we ain't doing this. A legitimate, honest, patriotic man. And what gets me is the conservative cucks. They're always talking about, I love the military, bro. Don't they? I love the military, bro. I love my troops. It's like, no, we can't be doing that. But because he's black, they love their military, but because he's black, it's okay. And because Orange Idiot is doing it, it's okay. That's crazy. So you don't love the troops. You love white troops. Yeah, again, particularly these days, I don't like the military at all. But that wouldn't be, oh, I like yellow bone military. Or if they're half-baked, I like them. I think, listen, I can't say I don't like the institution of military. I think most people in there have the best intentions and or are just bag grifting and or aren't really thinking too much, right? They see it and they do it. So I'm not trying to condemn them as such, right? Because they haven't been blessed with essential abilities, man. The ability to ascend above the masses. Yeah, I can't forsake them like that. You see that? But still, I forgot my point now. I completely forgot it. Listen, end of the day, man. Yeah? Why are you what's this got to do with DEI for? Why would... Yeah, come on. Why would you do that for? Make that make some sense. So when people say the system is institutionally racist, this is what we're talking about, unfortunately. Why would you do that for? This is a perfect example of it. Yeah? Now listen, if Trump wants to... The crazy thing is, Trump, he'll have rappers. Who did he have? Nicki Minaj. See how sick that is? Again, the hidden hand. Shh. Right? Trump will campaign with Nicki, or maybe there was some cornballs campaigning. I can't remember who. I'll get it up now. You think I'm lying? Donald Trump campaigning with rappers. He'll have rappers and he'll release... Donald Trump released a famous narco trafficker as well. Right? I saw him with Nicki Minaj, man. Yeah? Come on. Let me see it. I'm sure it was Nicki Minaj. Donald Trump. Nicki. I'm sure it was Nicki Minaj, man. Please. It was something... Okay. There you go. Bosh. Yeah? Trump and Nicki Minaj. So, you see what I'm trying to tell you? Do you know who Nicki Minaj works for? Shh. Right? So that's okay. What does Nicki Minaj promote? Your ass out. Your baps out. Degeneracy. Popping a perk. So you see what I mean? We'll shake hands. He'd probably put Nicki Minaj's boat on he'd probably put Nicki Minaj's name on a boat. Because she ain't doing worth half a tuppence. In fact, she's aiding the spread of degeneracy in society. right? That's why they'll put her name or Trump's name on a boat, and you rub out a legitimate black man who was doing a legitimate job, and he could be perceived to be, what do you call it? I'm not saying this. What do you call someone? Some people would say is a hero, right? But I'm thinking about you're young growing up, not an idol. You get my point. You look up to them, right? I want to be like him. I don't want to be a dusty rapper. Yeah? I don't want to be a driller. I want to be like Doris Miller, which, listen, given the choice, putting my thoughts on the military to one side. And again, I think he was doing quite a just thing based on the circumstances. I don't want to get any more deeper than that. We can, but this happened. Take it at face value. Doris Miller, plugged in, getting busy in Pearl Harbor. You can't really argue with that. Yeah? Straight like that. Right? So you rub him out. Hey guys, we're closing D.E.I, bro. We're closing it, bro. Hey Nikki, let's take a photo. Yeah? So make that make some sense to me. You campaign with Nikki, which brings her, somewhat idolises her, right? And then you rub out a legitimate black man, which has been, unfortunately, that has been the... We only hear about the rappers, man. I can't even name. In fact, we only hear about the rappers. And any kind of academic black we hear, it was Jason Arde. That's the truth. I can't name a black I've seen doing something half good. Apart from my athlete, I can't see it. And that's quite sad of me to say, but I'm quite well read. All I see is, and it's not even, now it's transcended black culture. You see it in white culture now as well. There's jackasses, clavicular, twinkvicular. So let's not make this about race, man, because it's not going to be just us. You see my point? Yeah? Across the board for the bottom feeders. We're all one team here. Yeah? We're all one team. And we should push as a society towards good values, a strong cultural, what would you call it? Like a base. And Doris Miller for me reflects that. Yeah? Proper day's work, honest work, legal work. Yeah? Everyday work. Not pissing around, serving up, or doing this and doing that. I do some proper work as well, but this YouTube podcast idiot, everyone's getting their takes from podcast idiots now. Yeah, no one's doing no real work, man. They're just pissing around all day on the internet, talking to birds and doing pills, and degeneracy is what's being pushed, right? DEI ban. So you take one of the what would you call it? We're gonna ban DEI, so we're gonna shill Nicki Minaj and her clown show and rub out the good ones. What? So don't tell me, hey bro, it doesn't exist, bro. What is this then? What would you call this? Yeah? But because a lot of you are slow, you just see the word DEI and say, yeah, let's get rid of that. Right? But you never say, let's get rid of Nicki Minaj. I'll start there. Before I'm rubbing out Doris Miller, I wouldn't mind that. If Trump came out and said, hey guys, we're going to get rid of DEI, right? And no longer are we going to have these tech companies serving up rapper slop, right? And have Nicki Minaj flashing her ass everywhere. I'd say, you know what? I believe in freedom. That said, if you're gonna, you know what? If you want to rub it out, rub it out. See my point? I wouldn't sit here arguing and crying about it. But what we're not going to do is take away from real achievements that black people have had. As I would say for any race, right? In fact, again, across the board here for me, I think we need to see real people doing real things on our feeds. Not slop. Across the board, white, black, whatever. All we see is just slop now. Pure slop, pure drama slop. Yeah, high cortisol, max slop. You see what I mean? It's all drama, big drama show. And some allege that entities feed on that. They like the anxiety, they like the cortisol that are created from the slop they feed us. Just pure drama slop. Right? Oh, the earth's heating up and there's no water. Next day, oh, there's fires here. It's just pure drama slop for the masses, man. I can't remember the last good news story we had, to be fair. Can you remember the last good one? What was the last unifying story we could feast on? What have you got? I can't think of one, seriously. There's drama, 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 drama. Yeah? So instead of Trump coming out and saying, and this shows you how much he's playing to his base and how slow his base is. For me, there's nothing wrong with saying Doris Miller was a great black man we should look up to. Right? And ABDC white man was a great man we should look up to. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing D.E.I about that. That's pushing good cultural fabric. Right? We should all have people we can look at and say, he's done it, we can aspire to that. Why have we got to rip everyone down for? It's just a rip down. Listen, do I do that too? Did I hop on Jason Arde? I did, but he was a bit of a sausage, is what I'm saying. You get my point? He didn't deserve the extent to which he got it, in my opinion. But he shouldn't have been there, man. Right? What we're not going to do, Doris Miller is an example of someone who should be, yeah, he's on the boat. Right? Yeah, he's named on the boat. Yeah? We're handing names out on boats. Why not have... I don't know him personally, but let's assume he's an honourable man. Why not have an honourable black man on a boat? His name on the boat. I think that's a solid... a cornerstone of what society should be based on across the board. That don't mean I want all blacks on every boat. See my point? It should be distributed, and that's what I'm saying when I talk about core D.E.I. Yeah? Praise should be distributed equally. It shouldn't be, all blacks are basketball players and rappers, and that's all anyone will ever see. Because listen, I get why some of the low IQ masses would think that, because that's all I see as well. I can't name you one black doing something good. To be fair, I can't off the top of my head. I can't. Straight like that, really. Or certainly, I can't name one black that the media has pushed for doing something good. Right? I can't. It's just as simple as that. I can name 50 degenerates, though. Right? I can name 50 drillers right now. And I'm sure it's probably similar, even when I think about white people. It happens more often, but even then, there's nothing... Most of this society is based on hate and drama now. Yeah? Jason Arde, yep. Again, he was no good. Really. He wasn't some big shining light of what I would want to aspire to be doing, man. Yeah? But that's what we get. Tear him, pull him down as well. And whilst you're at, pull the bad ones down like Arde. He wasn't fundamentally bad, but he's not. I wouldn't look at him as an ideal. Yeah? So you pull the bad ones down like Arde. And also, whilst you're there, let's pull Doris Miller down too. Fucking hell. That's diabolical. And I'd say the same. Because there was some controversy in the States, right? People were pulling down... there were statues of leaders of the, what would you call it? What were they called? What was the Southerners called? I forgot the name of them. People were pulling down statues of leaders of the Southerners in the Civil War. Is it Civil War? I don't know what it was, man. It was 1860 something. 1860 odd. Right? The alleged Lincoln versus the South. I can't remember what it was called now. Right? And people in the South were pulling down the statues of the leaders of the South. Right? Them leaders weren't unifying, man. Pull them down. And I'd say that again. Right? That's why I wouldn't want no statue of no drill rapper, man. Pull him down. For sure, man. Or, to be frank, or a basketball player. I'm fucking sick of entertainers. Pull them down, as I don't want to see them idiots. They're not on nothing. Yeah? They're not on nothing. They just talk shh. And most of the time, they push the agenda they're being told to push. Hey, bro, let's play some basketball, bro. Basketball is... what would you call it? It's a pastime. It's not. Come on. It's not, that's not what we. Listen, if your kids are talented at sport, have at it. But that shouldn't be the. It's not. I'm going to be a rapper or a sports star. That's not realistic, right? I'm going to be a rapper, a basketball player, or a driller. That's really. I'm going to be honest. That's what the programming's saying, essentially. Yeah. I completely forgot the point I was going to make. I forgot now. Oh, that was it. We're talking about the South. People were pulling down... I'm sure some people would argue, yeah, but... It's that tit for tat thing. Yeah, but... Trump has pulled down Doris Miller, but you guys were pulling down... statues in the southern states. Right? Let me look at... Let me get this thing up, because I'm just speaking too casually. What were they called? I got the name on the tip of my tongue. What was the Southern Army. It's got a name to it. They've got a flag as well. It's not Republican. It's got a name. Army that fought in the civil. It's got a name that's gonna. I need to say it. Confederates. That's it. Right. There's Confederate statues in the South that got removed. So in the tit for tat nature, the tit for tat paradigm, people would say, yeah, we've washed out Doris Miller, and because you guys washed out. And in fact, I think Trump renamed some of the barracks in the South as well to these Confederate leaders. The difference is Doris Miller was a unifying figure, and I think we should promote any unifying figure, white, black, orange, up, down, left, right, whatever anyone who's unifying. Doris Miller was unifying, right? He was fighting against a common cause that every American had. You see that? What was the Southern cats doing? Man, what was they doing? They was fighting to keep certain man in chains. What's unifying about that? I don't understand it. Right? And this, for me, the same. Put it the other way. If there were statues, let's say history was reversed, right? If there were statues of people in the South who were pushing to keep white people in chains, I would say remove that statue, because this ain't a football team, man. We've got one earth. We've all got to live on it. I'm not going to get a hard on. I'm half bred, right? If there were, let's say, the half breeds were running the Southern American states and we'd enslaved all whites or something, yeah, I'd say take that corny yellow bone down right now. He corny as hell, man. Get him out of here. He's too low IQ, right? Certain behaviours are too low IQ, and I don't care who does it. And there's no reason to have a statue about them. He was well low IQ. Well too low IQ, man. Low frequency. Get him out of here. So I don't get this tribalism rubbish at all. Good things should be promoted, and hence Doris Miller should be on the boat. Trump, what's he done for anybody but himself? Seriously, what's he done? Yeah? In fact, when it came to his time, he likes to wave a flag. Hey, bro, patriotism, bro. He likes to wave. When it came to his time to fight in the Vietnam War, where was he at? He hurt his leg. He had bone spurs. Draft dodge, max. So we're not doing that. That's what we're definitely not doing. Yeah? Read this little thing here. Because people were saying as well, oh, Jason Arde, he really damaged his students for his lectures. Read this here. For the last 4 years, high school world history teacher Hadley DeForty has taught the story of Navy hero Doris Miller to her students. Miller was a cook on a ship, gunned down, attacking Japanese planes at Pearl Harbor in 1941. Before he led other sailors to safety, the effort made him the first black sailor to receive a Navy Cross, and his image was used on recruitment posters. That's quite sad for him, really. But come on, he's leading more cattle. He's leading more cattle astray. To some extent, it might be good Trump puts his name on there, right? Particularly in these times, so that it's Trump's name just leads in all the cattle astray, right? I can't speak for Doris, but if it was me, I wouldn't want my name on that boat. God knows what they're going to do with that. You see what I mean? So maybe it's a good thing. Yeah? Inadvertently so, though. Trump hasn't planned it that way. He actually... Read it, look. Yeah? Historical figures cut from military websites while others are restored following DEI ban. And peep this, by the way. Some people say banning some forms of DEI. Let's take, for examples, rainbow flags in toilets. That's quite a topical one. Trump ain't done that. See what I mean? He ain't done that, right? Rainbow flag in different sports. He ain't even fixed that. See what I'm saying? He ain't even fixed that. So the areas that most people can agree with, there's some turbo lefties who are too slow, right? But most people would agree with rainbow flags in toilets. Rainbow flags. I'm talking about rainbow flag people in different toilets they're not supposed to be in different men and women's sports they're not supposed to be in. We could all, I think, a large majority would agree, yeah, you can ban that. Allegedly. Not my opinion. I'm saying what some people think. Right? He's picked this. This is like the worst. It's not even low-hanging fruit. It's just diabolical. It's like literally. This is how you know something sinister's going on in this realm. You've picked the one guy who should be on the boat. Hey guys, D.E.I's gone too far, so we'll take the one legitimate black man on there. That's crazy. And I don't believe it's, again, right? Of all the places you could start to purify D.E.I, you've started. And this is what I'm telling you when I mention about history. They rewrite the history, man, allegedly. They be rewriting it. Yeah? It's diabolical. And really, in the democracy, these days, I had a push notification in the UK. The government just push things to your phone. And me and my friend was saying, why aren't they pushing votes to our phone? Right? Super easy to do. I'm not a tech bro, but I bet someone could do it in a month. Make a system where, rather than getting moody push notifications about the next drama show, the next emergency slop, push votes, right? All our contracts are linked to our name and address. Push votes to our phone for all registered people, and we'll vote on all this different thing, one by one. Yeah? They ain't gonna do that. Right. Because democracy is cuckocracy. You don't, come on, that's why they give you the vote for in the first place. It's to cuck your mind. Hey bro, we're gonna vote our way out of this, bro. Which way are you voting, bro? Which way, bro? Did you pick the right side? Oh, it's diabolical, really, how they got some of you man cooked up differently. Hey bro, which way? I'm right, you left. Oh, stop. Anyway, I'm telling the story of what the teacher said. Okay. But earlier this year, when DeForty, the teacher, went to a Navy website that she'd used for years to teach the students about Miller's story, it had been taken down, leaving her students feeling significantly upset. Now, like I say, our day, I don't think he was much good. I don't know him, though. A lot's been said. Like I said already, I think most professors these days are jackasses. I don't think any of them are real thought leaders. They're actually part of the programming themselves, right? They've been programmed so hard by they just spew whatever they've been programmed over time. None of them really have critical thought. I have critical thought. You can't tell me nothing, man. There's not one idiot who can tell me nothing about nothing. I know the God's honest truth right down the middle. I'll tell you what it is. Yeah? There's no impossible to psyop me. I'll look at the evidence on balance and say, yeah, that's the right way to go, right? And people have mentioned, the critical race theory. Listen, we've all got a hippie max here, yeah? That's what we've got to do. We've all got a hippie max. We've all got to see this plane as all of ours. That's the only way it can be done, right? This tit for tat, oh, you did this 10 years ago, and you did that 250 years ago. We've got to all let it go. We've got to all let our egos go. And everybody work together as one unified community. Yeah? Now listen, there will be dusties from every race. And we have to get rid of them stat. Right? Get rid of them stat, every single one of them. No picking sides. Get rid of all of the dusties. I suggest we make a land that's full of dust. And send them all there. And just purify the land. There probably won't be many left. There'll probably be a couple of million left by the time we finish purifying, man. Because most men are wicked, or they're too slow, right? Most of the time they're one or both of them as well, wicked and slow. Come on, yeah. I'm just waiting. I told you I've been saying this for years on my other channels, but I've been waiting for the Anunnaki to come down, man. I think I mentioned on this channel. People say about UFO abductions. I wish they'd fucking come and get me, bro. I say, don't send me back. I swear to God, now I thought about it. I said, listen, if a UFO came down and they took me, I say, bro, I beg you let me stay here. Don't let me go back there, man. As long as they aren't on no zesty thing, though. As long as they ain't prodding in my ass. If they're on some zesty thing, then you can send me back. I've heard them stories as well. Hey, they was prodding in my backside and that and trying to breed me. Don't be on that. Imagine that the aliens at Anunnaki are weirdos. You get up there and they're prodding you in your backside on some puff tip. I can't imagine it, though. They must have ascended. If you've made it millions of years, you have to have a high level of... It can't all be, oh, I need to see how much money I can make, and oh, I need to shag everything. Do you see what I mean? It can't be that. That's primitive. That has to be primitive, surely. They can't always be interested in cars and shagging, can they? The idiots. Come on. Imagine that. You get up there and they're trying to pop you in your butt. Fucking hell, that would be crazy. Oh man, what was I gonna say? Anyway, there's the story. Oh yeah, and just quickly as well, on this whole division narrative, I've been thinking about this riff I want to do as well, because we hear a lot about blacks and sand and this and that, right? Particularly from white people, blaming everybody else. And what I've never heard a white person say is that it's been white leaders, white men who have, however you cut this, guys, you can blame all the rubber dinghies you want or all the blacks you want, but it's been white men who sold the West out, right? Trump, Obama, listen, Obama, come on, he token. Yeah, he might as well have been, yeah? And that's why I shoot at power, not white or black. Like I said, Obama, he no good either. Yeah, but before I'm sitting here picking at rubber dinghies, why are rubber dinghies being allowed to come in? Who's doing that? Oh, it was Boris, it was Tony Blair, it was whoever you want, Keir Starmer, all white men. Why isn't that conversation being had, right? We can say, oh, blacks are stupid, right? I'm not going to make that argument because I know it's not true, but okay, all blacks are stupid, fine. All white men are treasonous. Oops. But you wouldn't have that. It's easy to point at the bottom, right? But I wouldn't ever say that because it's not true, even though you could make the debate, right? Look at Trump, Starmer, Boris, Bush, right? Why aren't we having that conversation if we're going to make it about race, which is erroneous in my opinion? We shouldn't do that because it just causes more division. And you do see some black people do that. Oh, it's all whites, and I know it's not. Even though it may appear that way because they're in power, but that is a fair debate to have. Okay, all blacks are stupid, right? Oh, they're all basketball players. Well, what the fuck are you man doing? Because you man are in the positions of power. What have you done with that power? Oh, you've sold it out. Oh, Trump's doing his moody deals to make himself and his family rich, right? When's that debate coming? Since we're picking at race and D.E.I, where's that debate? Okay, right? Blacks shouldn't have D.E.I, you say. Well, what about the white man running the country, not doing nothing good with it for the last however many decades? When's that debate going to come? Because that's a debate we need to have. Because, oh, listen, blacks at the bottom serving up or making rap videos. Okay, whatever. That don't change none of our lives. If you moved every black from this country today, you'd still have treasonous whites at the top. Yeah? Boss. You have them ones there, jucking and jiving for the final boss. Yeah? For final boss. They'd still be jucking and jiving and selling you man out. So that's how you know this ain't a race thing. Yeah? Let's get rid of all dinghies, all blacks. What do you think going to happen? Do you think you're going to be living in a thingy? Right? Because all the leaders, they're still going to be running their coup d'etat on you, man. Right? So that's how we can forget the race thing. It's bottom versus top. And that's it. Right? Because I'll tell you this for free. Any black at the top. What's that conservative leader now? I'm not sure, but you best believe she's no good either. Right? So I don't know what you man talking about. That leader's no good. Just like Obama wasn't. So it's bottom versus top. There's no race lines and man versus woman lines and any other lines you want. They're low IQ, man. Completely low IQ. Right? The very bottom. I haven't heard nobody say that. Sorry. And that's the truth. And let's say this ain't about me picking. Listen, again, I'm half-baked. If, let's say half-bakes had led the West for the last 40 years, right? Do you know who I'd be calling out? I'd be calling half-bakes out. Never mind the rubber. Listen, why are you man letting the rubber dinghies in here, man? Yeah? That's where I'd be shooting. Just straight up there. To the guys who've got the hands on their control. But no one's doing that. Everyone's saying, yeah, we don't want no more Sandys. Well, yeah, but what about the white man? Keir Starmer, Andy Burnham, Boris Johnson, Tony Blair. What? They're the ones fucking opening it up. So where's that? Them man, come on. The D.E.I man like to make it about race. So when are we going to have that debate? Right? The treasonous white man. Is that going to land or is it not? Oh, it doesn't land. Because again, people are too football team maxed. Yeah, but they subconsciously or consciously they think well, I don't want to make my group look bad. So let's focus on the, what do you call it? You got the root, what was it? Let's not focus on the root cause, which is my group, right? In fact, often politicians and elites, they're heralded. Oh, he's so smart and so rich. You see Elon Musk do this too, right? Hey, bro, let's stop the rubber dinghies, bro. You never see him do nothing, though. He ain't shipping no product as such. Yeah, just moaning and talking shit on Twitter, stirring the masses up, right? That's what he's doing. And look, he got Trump in there. What's Trump done? Oops, he done nothing. Come on, yeah. So I ain't trying to hear no thing about bottom feeder versus bottom feeder. I damn sure ain't trying to hear about D.E.I. when they're putting Trump. Trump is D.E.I. Yeah, Trump is exactly what D.E.I. is. His daddy put him on and passed him the game, right? That's D.E.I. You got a handout. Yeah, you never fought in no wars because you were rich and elite. You got a bailout with bone spurs. If you were a bottom feeder during the Vietnam period and you said, "Hey guys, I got a bone spur," they'd have put a bandage round your leg and shipped you off there. That is D.E.I. Elite D.E.I. Yeah, and then man have been had that one there. That's what they've had. But no one's mentioning that. I'm sick of ponces pissing around, just poncing off. Yeah? That's D.E.I. I popped out of a rich pussy. And my dad put me onto the game. Right? And you see what I'm trying to say? Donald Trump was a larper, man. He'd go around in a suit pretending he was somebody. He's trading off his daddy's name. I don't know what he's done for himself apart from grifts. You see what I mean? What's Donald Trump done to look back at? Apart from scam max. Yeah? Anyway. Let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, lick off the bell. Smash the hype button as well, and I'll catch you, man, on the next one. Bosh.